So many things have happened since we went away on vacation. We don't have time to talk about all of them, but like from the Syria situation in Syria to the Iran nuclear deal, Bill Cosby, blah, 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 mother, yada, 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 haven't forgotten. Black lives, yes, you still matter. White women not getting picked up or getting picked up in the Bronx, very bizarre. Right? By cabs, by taxi cabs. And Tom Brady and the Patriots, still cheaters. Bam! Right? Bam! But our top story is the Kentucky County Clerk who's got a little bit of an issue with doing her job, which entails giving out marriage licenses to the gays.
Why are you not issuing marriage licenses today?
Under whose authority are you not issuing licenses?
Pardon me. Why didn't you say so? I thought you were going to say the sports authority. Sorry, the camping department won't let you get married. They just think you're going to ruin all their camping equipment. Okay, so she stood her ground, the judge put her in jail, and then she sent out her lawyer to let us know her demands.
Number one, she has no intention to resign. She will continue to serve the people of Rowan County as she has done for so many years. And number two, she will never violate her conscience and never betray her God.
Okay, that is a serious number two. You need to sit for a long time to come up with the number. Well, that's not. All right, whatever works for you, Kim Davis. Anything else we can do to help your interpretation of how our society functions? Good Lord, since when do federal employees get to renegotiate the conditions of their employment? Right? I mean, like her job has to match her view of the world in order for her to work. You're not Taylor Swift. You don't get to make a video set in Africa with no Africans in it, right? But she's got a lot of support. And people are calling her brave because she's speaking her mind. She's speaking her mind. You know, but if speaking her mind hurts other people, that's not brave, that's bullshit. Here's what I want to know. Why is speaking your mind a quality admired and rewarded above all others right now? Doesn't it seem like that? I mean, it doesn't matter that Donald Trump called Mexicans rapists. He was speaking his mind, right? I'm voting for him. He's speaking his mind. I can't let those gays get married because of my beliefs. No one cares about your beliefs. The whole point of having a government job is to not give a damn. That's the whole point. That's why you work for the government. So anyway, today she was let out of jail. Now, here's the thing. You would think after a shameful incident like this, she would kind of quietly walk out the back door, go home, and contemplate what Jesus actually cared about. Multiplying fish, raising people from the dead, turning water into wine, and also loving thy neighbor as thyself. But remember, we're in Kentucky. We are in Kentucky, and it's an election year. So instead of coming out quietly, she fulfilled the scriptures by exiting jail thusly.
I believe that her act is going to wake up the politicians, the pastors, and the people. Would you please help me welcome to the stage Kim Davis.
Hold on. Is Mike Huckabee playing Eye of the Tiger? You got to be kidding me. That's right, this county clerk came out of jail to a crowd full of supporters waving crosses to the theme from Rocky. And not the original Rocky, but Rocky III. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know, when I see a group of people in the South with white crosses, right, cheering to not allow people their constitutional rights, it kind of just gives me a tingly, lynchy feeling. Just a little tingly. Guy covered his face. Oh no. Larry, it's your first day back. You said lynchy. All right, so what does she have to say?
I just want to give God the glory. His people have rallied, and you are a strong people.
Okay. I love your passion, but be careful with the Nazi arm. Just saying. But as far as Fox News is concerned, it is always the season to make a horrible comparison.
You know, Martin Luther King Jr. said, whenever man's laws conflict with God's moral law, we have to obey God's moral law. But that belief landed Dr. King in a Birmingham jail, just as it landed Kim Davis in a Kentucky jail.
Mother, you know you've never quoted Dr. King in your life. Right? Come on. Yes? I know it's a generalization, but you know I'm right. So let me see if I got this right. A lady forcing her religious beliefs onto an entire community by refusing to do her job reminds you of King's 7,000-word meditation on nonviolence and racism in the church. Oh, God, I haven't seen someone miss the point so dramatically since they made Robert De Niro the intern in The Intern. This doesn't make sense. And just to clarify for the Kim Davis supporters who think this lady is a Dr. King, in his letter from Birmingham City Jail, King actually condemned the contemporary church's, quote, weak, ineffectual voice and said, far from being disturbed by the presence of the church, the power structure of the average community is consoled by the church's silent and often even vocal sanction of things as they are. Martin Luther King was actually in opposition to the church's unwillingness to support the oppressed. Kim Davis, on the other hand, is using her church to oppress people even more. Going to jail for what you believe in does not necessarily put you on par with Martin Luther King. Jeffrey Dahmer was in jail because he believed in eating people. That doesn't make him a freedom fighter. And frankly, if you're going to compare Kim Davis to someone from the 1960s civil rights movement, it should be this guy. That's right. That's right, Alabama governor and Dippity-Doo poster boy George Wallace, who famously stood in the doorway of the University of Alabama in defiance of the Supreme Court order to desegregate.
I stand here today as governor of this sovereign state and refuse to willingly submit to illegal usurpation of power by the central government.
That's what Kim Davis sounds like. Less like letters from a Birmingham jail and more like words from an Alabama bigot. Hey, America, follow The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore on Twitter, but don't follow me home. I want followers, but I don't want followers. That's stalking.